week 59 weigh-in, and it's been horrendous. Great for, oh my God, look at my necklace. Great for starting to get ready to go on holiday. Here I am, leaving the house really early in the morning. I've had the busiest week ever. I have got loads to do, and this week has been an absolute nightmare. So, off I go, about to begin my day. I'm not gonna lie, I can't say that I'm having the bestest week in the world. I got weighed last Thursday. All went well. I had a really good week last week, and I felt uber motivated to absolutely kick my last week like you would not believe. We also, I don't know if you can remember, got these little pom-poms with eyeballs that were supposed to represent our merger. Ironically speaking, I lost my mergers. I was fine on Thursday. Friday was just an absolute write-off. I came on my period. I can't lie, I'm just in the vilest mood every single time now when I have a lead up to me coming on the time of the month, which is becoming so frequent, is absolutely ridiculous. I don't know whether it's a hormone change because I've lost weight. I don't know if it's a hormone change because I'm old and I'm premenopausal or perimenopausal or whatever label people want to put on it nowadays. But I have been vile. It seems to feel like on the build up to my period and me, the 2 weeks before, I want to eat uncontrollably. My mood swings are the worst thing. They are absolutely awful. How Oliver has remained alive is beyond a joke. Now, don't get me wrong, that kid is not perfect. He winds me up something chronic and is absolutely incapable of giving me a bit of leeway, a bit of softness, a bit of anything. So he definitely adds to it. However, I am now fully aware that my mood swings when I'm due on my period, my temperament is awful. I feel really emotional, but not in an emotional cry way. Oh no, I go emotional in 0.1 second to bitch mode. It's unbelievable. So this weekend I came on my period and I wanted to devour everything you could ever imagine. On Saturday I was super poorly. Now, I don't mean poorly as in, I've got tonsillitis, I'm being sick or anything. I felt rough as a bear's ass. I could not move. I just wanted to die. I did manage to tidy up a little bit, but overall I didn't really achieve anything. Sadly though, I had booked, well, not sadly because I quite enjoyed it, on Saturday night I had booked tickets. It was late on at about, I think it was 8 o'clock-ish. I'd booked tickets on Saturday night for me, Oliver, Tia, Lily and Emma, all to go to see the Back to Black film, Amy Winehouse's story. I did drag myself up and out to go and see that. I'm not gonna lie, it was a lot of effort. I was in a position in my soul where I just wanted to eat everything. I did eat off plan. I ate some sweets and I had a coffee and things like that. I didn't eat as much as what I used to, but I did eat and I didn't care at all. We sat and watched the film. It was absolutely brilliant, so emotional, and it was definitely worth a watch. Came home, and then from then on there, I've been on my period, and I just wanted to eat everything. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what it is. I'm a bit over it now. It usually lasts about 2 or 3 days, but there's nothing I can eat that can control it. I just want to eat everything in the world. It's beyond a joke, and that is exactly what I've done. So I went through the weekend. I felt rough as anything. I've not been on the sunbed. Today is now Thursday and I've not been on the sunbed all week, and I go on holiday on Tuesday, which is a little bit dire because I'm starting to lose my colour. So I really do need to fit in like a couple of those, because otherwise I feel like I am gonna lose like all my colour and everything that I've like tried to achieve, so then I don't have to kick myself in 50 suntan lotion for going away. This week from Monday through to Thursday, which is today, I have just been at work. I literally have had no life. I've not seen my kids, I've not seen Oliver, I've not seen or spoke to anybody. I'm starting work early in the morning and I'm finishing like in general 9-10 o'clock at night. Wednesday night, last night, was actually the worst that you could ever imagine. One of my clients that arrived had got black roots and decided that she wanted rid of those. That isn't the easiest thing to achieve, because she wanted to go really like clean blonde, so then she can put like a lilac rinse over it and keep changing the colour. Because I was just in a manic, like really and truly I should have said this is unachievable in this amount of time, and she's coming on holiday with us, but because I want her to be happy and have what she wants, and I think because I've just been in an emotional stage of just manic, doing everything, I started trying to achieve it. I mean, if you're a hairdresser and you're watching this, you'll know that it, like, the residue on that in the time frame that I had to lift it and turn it, there was like a really strong yellowy orange pigment to it. Went into my cupboard to get her the lilac and purple, and because it wasn't planned and I'd not even checked, I had none in the salon. So while she was like in the salon, I had to jump in my car. Thankfully I know her, like whiz through to the wholesalers before it closes, pick up some colours, get back, shove it on. It put me behind all night, and then I had a massive treatment for another friend who's coming on a holiday with us that was supposed to start at 6 o'clock. Thankfully, Tia saved my sorry ass, because she finished work early, happened to ring me, and I was like, please just come to the salon and give me a hand here. She turned up, she did wash-offs for me, blow dries, straightening, she did nails, she picked up lashes. I mean, she's trained and qualified, don't get me wrong, but I had to literally juggle these two clients to try and catch up on like one of my clients to then actually even complete what I was doing with the other one, because I had full sets of lashes and all sorts. And I did not even get home from work till like, I think it was about 10 o'clock last night, and I'd not eaten properly. I'd eaten, one of my clients had brought me these pickled onions, I were eating those. I had a protein bar. Another client makes chocolates, and she brought me a couple of like chocolates and a toffee lolly. I ate that. And that is how my day existed yesterday. Oh, and it just feels like it's been like that all week. So I've woke up early this morning, got ready for work again. It is weighing, but I am going to the hospital. Well, not to the hospital, I'm going to the doctor's. Last week when I had my smear test, she kindly booked me in at 10 to 9 for my implant removing. Oh, in the midst of last week, I've been to college for Tia to try and get her assessments done. So she's done like these thread veins or spider, whatever they're called, veins removal, which is fine and it's no problem because my legs were a mess anyway. But because they were quite deep, I've got such veiny, shitty legs. But I mean, there's plenty to go at. She had to actually like stab my leg a little bit to get rid of them and blast them with electrolysis. That's now left, like, they've gone really red, obviously, because they've had an injury and they've been stabbed. So that's beautiful, because I'm going on holiday and I can't imagine they're going to heal. And then I'm having this implant out of my arm because I went last week for a smear test and she booked me in at 10 to 9. So I'm going to have this removed, which I've been dying to get it removed for months, and I can never get a bloody appointment because my doctor's is just horrendous at giving appointments, and I ain't got time to be ringing up every morning at 8:30 to see if you've got any free appointments. Believe it or not, I have a job and I have a life. I don't know where they think people have the time to do this stuff. Like, I can't be ringing while I'm doing a set of nails or a full head of highlights. It's just not a thing. So I've tried the hospital because they've got like a sexual health clinic that can remove them, and my doctors, neither have been able to fit me in for ages. Went for this smear test anyway, which if you've watched my videos you'll see, and she kindly booked me in Thursday morning at 10 to 9, which I am not declining that because getting an appointment is just ridiculous. So off I trundle this morning to the doctor's. I'm recording this while I'm in the car because frankly, I ain't got time to record it anywhere else. And I'm just stuck in traffic now, and I've got to get there for 10 to 9, and then I've got to get to work because one of my clients that's also coming on holiday with me had not pre-booked this appointment, so I've had to squeeze it in. So I'm hoping this doesn't take long, because otherwise I'm going to be screwed and behind all day again today, because ultimately I'll just do it because that's... Whoa! Just push my seat right far back. Can't even touch my pedals. Ultimately I'll do it because I'm just in the mind frame of just get your head down and get it done. And that is actually where I am right now. It's a little bit crappy because I think my head is in complete holiday mode. I am not focused diet wise. I made the decision that I would not be like dieting while I'm away, but I had full intention of dieting this week. So I've set up the merger group at 5 of us, where we're supposed to have these mergers and take pictures. And after Saturday, I lost mine. I will put pictures on the screen of everybody else's, what they've done. I've made a bit of a competition out of it. So it was supposed to be a competition for like who took the merger and took the best pictures, most creative, most like unique places and things like that. So I'm not going to go to weigh in this week because I've lost my shit and I've got to go to the doctors, and then I'm really busy, so I've got no chance. And then I'm away on holiday, so I'm going to have to take the prizes in that I promised everybody the week after. If I'm going to be honest, I don't even have time to put them prizes together. I'm kind of dry and like I've got makeup all on the lips. That's how horrendous my little life is. So that's a bit rubbish that I'm not going to group. Even though I know I would have a gain this week, I kind of still like to go just to get weighed, and I think it would have been important. However, I'm going to gain while I'm away. I intend to gain. Now, not particularly because I want to have a gain, but because I'm going on holiday and I am not dieting while I'm on holiday. I am going to have that cocktail. I'm not just going to sit to having spirits. I'm all inclusive while I'm away, so I'm going to drink. And do you know, even if I put a stern on, I'm just going to have to put a stern on. I will sort it out when I get back, and that's absolutely fine by me. This is a long-term like life change, and ultimately I'm going to I'm going to have events where I'm going to put weight on, and I just need to learn to be able to rein it back in once I've done. I'm a little bit sad with myself that this week's been a hormonal joke, so that I have just eaten my way through the entirety of the world. But again, that's life, isn't it? And I think my head is not focused as in complete holiday mode already. And that it's just life, isn't it, really? That I've just eaten everything and I'm going to put loads of weight on already. Really and truly, I started off at 25 stone. I'm not going to be 25 stone when I go away on holiday. I'm still fitting into my size 16s. That's fine. Oh my God, you're not going to believe what I actually did. Right, so when I was with Tia on Tuesday in college, I had a bit of a gap where she'd picked me up in the car and she'd not finished at college and would finish early because the treatment didn't actually take that long. So I'm like, right, I'm just going to head into town, have a wander around while you get your paperwork signed and stuff, get yourself sorted, and then I'm going to go back to work, sign another client that evening. Shock. So I went to the charity shops and I bought myself a pencil skirt. It's a Marks and Spencer's pencil skirt. It's black with like red and white little fine stripes, and it is completely and utterly out of my comfort zone. But the thing is, like, I have no style, and at the moment, because I've got very limited wardrobe, it's not that I've not bought stuff, but the stuff that I've bought myself, which all second-hand and off vintage, can I add, is all like summer stuff and stuff that I want to wear every day. Nothing much is like workwear. So I'd bought myself 2 tunics that I'm starting to try and wear with like leggings or thick tights or pattern tights. And then I came across this skirt and I thought, ooh, that could be okay for work. It was £2. So if you get bleach on it, or if I didn't like it and things like that, it's stretchy material, so it's quite comfy. It's really nice, size 16. So I I've washed it and I put it on yesterday, and I teamed it with I did actually start doing a video yesterday, but got that video busy that just didn't happen. Like, there's not many videos this week because I have just been packed. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I feel like I need a bit of a catch up, just somewhere to chat and rant, and somewhere to kind of document where I am right now, because my headspace has completely changed. It's crazy, actually. I find weight loss like a massive mind game, and then sometimes I can be stupidly motivated, and then sometimes I'm just not, and kind of getting my head around the fact that that's okay, that it's okay not to be like on it 1000%, because ultimately that's going to be life, and this is going to be a bit of a slow process. However, I do find it really good to reflect on that and summarize where I am, what I'm up to, and how I'm feeling. So hence why this video is here. And you know what, maybe somebody else feels like this, and it's quite nice sometimes to hear that something's okay and that you're not on your own with it. Ultimately, like, I'm kind of doing these vlogs, talking to myself and ranting away because I kind of need myself to tell myself it's okay that I'm not okay sometimes. Hence why we're having a car chat, because I have no time to do anything anywhere else. God knows when I'm going to edit this and upload it. So I went to work. I got like pattern tights on, some flat pointy, well, not really pointy, but pointy black ballet shoes, a black long sleeve just Primark top that's cost me like £3, and then this black soft fake leather wraparound belt. I teamed it, I'm trying to wear accessories, and I teamed it with these earrings, this new bangle that off of Vinted that's only cost me like £1 each, and a set of pearl and black pearl fake, obviously they're just flash trash, necklace. And I wore it to work. Now, I was super self-conscious and felt like an absolute idiot, but I had so many, I felt like a Karen. I felt like I looked like a Karen, like I should be a secretary or something. And I didn't know whether it were a bit inappropriate and not really me, because I'm a bit quirky. I'm not very like professional looking. Literally everybody that walked through the door yesterday, quite a lot of people, I'm going to be honest, because I am packed out busy at work, all commented and I didn't put a long sleeve top on. I just put this black t-shirt on, tucked it in. Yeah, I was so basic bitch on top. It was crazy. I've just got like a River Island black plain short sleeve t-shirt. That's all I did. Just tucked it on, put it on. I've got a video, so that will be on, so you can see what I'm talking about, because how boring would it be if it's just me ranting and you haven't got a clue what I'm going on about if you're actually watching this. Everybody that walked through the door said how lovely I looked, that it made me look thinner, that I look really professional, that I like slayed my look, that I look really nice. And it's really weird because I felt really self-conscious and like I looked like a Karen, and like it just wasn't me. But had tons of compliments, and I did actually like it as a different look. It's just that far out of my comfort zone that it made me feel really uncomfortable and really weird, and not something that in all my life I've ever wore. It is quite old, like a very mature look. But yeah, that were a thing. So I am literally nearly here at the doctor's, and I'm not going to talk to you while I try and park up at the doctor's because it's generally quite busy. They put like a new one-way system in where the parking is, and I always drive down the wrong bit and get beeped and told off, which is fine, I can take that, but I probably need to concentrate. So I'm going to go in the doctor's now, and hopefully I'm not late and I can have my implant chopped out of my arm. So that's another scar on my, well, on my big floppy body, which will emphasise my beautiful bingo wings that are ever growing. And I mean, I had bingo wings before because they were full of fat, but now because I've lost some weight, my bingo wings are super wobbly. They're worse than like a freaking jelly, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, is something not allowed in there? See, this is what I mean. Which way round do you drive? No one actually tells you. And I know this is a one-way system. I'm actually driving down the wrong way. I'm driving down the right one-way system. Oh God, everybody always crosses when I get there. Oh, piss. I shouldn't really swear because it's not their fault. They don't know how manically late and unorganised I am, really. It's not their fault, is it? No, their problem. See, I was supposed to be off the phone while I was talking, so I concentrate, but I just rant and talk absolute crap. So yeah, I'm now going to have this implant chopped out of my arm. Hopefully it won't leave too big a remark, but it has been in there for about 5 years. It's out of date. Shock. So off I trundle to the doctors, and I'll catch up with you in a bit. See how it goes. Well, I'm back, and I have had the implant taken out of my arm. So I have had that done a few times because not many other contraceptions actually work for me. I have had that implant in my arm for absolute years. I started life on the pill and got pregnant with Tia. I mean, obviously, I'm happy that I've got Tia, but I wasn't sick or missed it. I'm quite a sensible individual that doesn't really want children. So I've always been quite, well, I didn't want children. I've obviously got 2 children, but at a younger age, I didn't want children. So I went on contraception at 15, and I used to have the mini pill, got pregnant with Tia, had her. That evidently wasn't going to work. So when I had her, I went back on the pill for a little bit and then had the coil. So the coil, I went on the injection, but that can cause osteoporosis, and you have to go like every 3 months. It's quite a painful bloody needle, that one. I mean, obviously not as painful as childcare, but I didn't enjoy having to go back every 3 months and having that inserted into my backside. So after I've had that for a bit, which actually worked for me, can I add, I then had the coil fitted. Went for my checkup at 3 months, I think it was, and she said everything was fine. And within 2 weeks of that checkup, I found out I was pregnant again. I went back on the pill. I didn't have that child. It came, obviously, I miscarried or whatever it is you want to call that. Really soon. It wasn't a traumatic experience or anything, but that wasn't a thing. So I would never have the coil again. I then went back on the pill for a bit, but that made me feel really uncomfortable because obviously I got pregnant with Tia. I've had a lot of time single in my life. And then I had the injection again. I ended up pregnant with Lily. I had Lily, and then I ended up having the implant fitted. I've had the implant fitted for a vast amount of my life. I've had that changed every 3 years. I generally have it changed actually every 2.5. They're always really annoyed with me when I used to go early and have it changed, but I was scared to death of getting pregnant again. And I've had some really awful people change that implant. I've got scars on my arm where they've literally dug it out of my arm, and it was painful and quite aggressive, I'm not going to lie. But ultimately, it was what I was fine with doing because I just didn't want to have another child. So 2 kids are enough for me. I mean, my children have completely made me and made my life, and they are my absolute world. I wouldn't change them for anything. I'm glad I had them early now because it means that now I'm 40, my children are growing up, and I've got a life back. And I don't think I would have coped being an older mum. I think I would have died. Whereas the naivety of me being a young mum was that I just got on with it, and I quite enjoyed it. I enjoyed taking my kids out and spending time with them, and they're just my little people, my little world, and I didn't regret having them young at all. I think everything maybe happens for a reason, and I was quite happy with that. But once I got 2 and I ended up as a single parent with 2 children, nobody really contributed towards the upkeep of my children, so I worked my arse off to make sure they had everything they want, and 2 was enough for me. So then I've had the implant for the rest of my life, and I've had loads in my arm, changing them every 2.5 years. So I knew that I was like really paranoid about them running out and getting pregnant again. And that's where I am at with life. I've now come to a point where, because I'm trying to lose weight, my hormones are changing. I'm 40, so I've just had enough of shoving false hormones into my body. I don't really take medication. I don't even take paracetamol really. I'm somebody that avoids it at all costs. If I've got a headache, it's because I'm dehydrated or really tired, or there's generally, like, you have stuff go wrong in your body and get headaches and stuff because your body's trying to tell you that there's something wrong and you need to change something. And I tend not to mask that, you know, with medication. Obviously I take medication if I need it, but if I'm poorly, I'm quite reluctant to have antibiotics and stuff. It's generally if something's really wrong. So if I'm ever telling you that I'm at the doctor's, it's because there's something really wrong. I'm not against medication. If you need it, take it. And I'm not saying everybody should have that perspective. I personally just choose to not. And I tend to try and listen to my body and see what it needs and what it needs sorting. I don't really respond well to medication. Like I once had to take tramadol because I broke my coccyx. And it sent me off the scales. Like, I was so poorly with it. So then I went on to cocodamol, which made me so bunged up and constipated. It was at a point of being ridiculous. So I just preferred to cope with the pain. My body just responds unbelievable to any form of medication. So that is where I'm at. So now, hormonally wise, I have obviously been on the pill and stuff like that, like I've just said, but it was generally for a reason. So I have decided that at 40, I just don't want to do it anymore. This has run out, this implant. I've just left it in my arm because I've just been so busy. We had COVID. I forgot about it. I've prioritised other things. I'm using different forms of contraception, more natural, that doesn't involve a hormone implant. Oliver will not go for the snip. He says he was put on this earth to reproduce and he's not removing that. He ain't got kids. I think it's a bit of a security net for him for if we break up, that he's got the power to go forth and multiply. Ultimately, I don't really care if he's going to multiply, as long as it's not with me. I don't really care, and as long as he didn't expect to stay in a relationship and me end it with a child of his to bring up, that's absolutely fine. It would be easier if he had the snip, but ultimately at the minute I just don't even want sex, so I'm quite okay with that. But anyway, I've had it taken out my arm. I'm rambling on now for I don't know how long about absolutely nothing. I had to apologise to the doctors that I've got these floppy, awful skin and I'm really sorry. And then that led on to me telling her that I'd lost like 9 stone, which then we were talking about how I'd done it, and we were talking about walking in the Peak District and just being a bit more active and not eating as much crap and just really trying. She was quite impressed that I'd lost 9 stone in a year, which was really quite cool. Never really had that from a doctor. Usually when I go to the doctors and talk about weight, they're telling me I'm a fat bitch and I need to lose it. So that was a non-scale victory, so to say. The doctor that's just removed the implant out of my arm, fucking amazing. Usually hurts, and she slid that shit. So friendly, so nice, and just really good at what she did. There were no digging around, no yanking, pulling and all the rest of it. I don't even feel like it'll be bruised. And I can imagine that she's done a really good job, and I don't think I'll end up with a massive scar with this one, where I've got scars on my arm. They're only faint a little, but from what's been done before, she was freaking amazing, to a point I'm going to get a name. My children both have the implant in their arm. I made sure they had that at 16, even if they weren't sexually active. We had a discussion and came to that agreement, just because I just think it's a really, really good contraception for young kids, that they can't forget or be sick or anything, and the contraception fail. I just wanted to secure their little lives without having children young and making the life difficult like I did from the age of 19. So mine had the implant at 16. Tia's had a new one put in, and they seem quite happy with that as a form of contraception. And as a parent, I feel quite reassured. Ultimately, kids are going to have sex, whether you help them with contraception or not. That is not the way to, in my opinion, it's not encouraging them to have sex, but what you're doing is safeguarding them. Because if them kids, any kid, decides that they're going to have sex, they're going to have sex whether you've helped them with contraception or not. You tell them not to do something, a teenager is going to do it. So I'm a parent that's really open with my children. We discuss it, and my kids have got the implant, and we as a family are quite happy with that as a choice. The woman that's just took this out of my arm, my children will now book in with her for that implant when it needs renewing, because she's fucking amazing, like absolutely brilliant. People slate the NHS absolutely tons, but that woman, magnificent at what she does, and so friendly and lovely. We just had loads of chats. She asked me where we were going on a holiday. I was embarrassed to say Magaluf, and we just had a joke about that. That's like where we are in life. She was absolutely brilliant. So week 59, I'm afraid there is no weighing for me this week, and there won't be next week because I'm away. So it will have to wait until I come back. I will have to deal with whatever damage has occurred there, and that is fine. I'm just nipping to McDonald's now to get a coffee, and then I will start my day. I probably won't diet now, really. On the run up to me going away on Tuesday, I'm just going to hit it hard when I get home and pull myself back down, and I will be aiming to get into the 14 stone bracket and hopefully drop a dress size soon. So thank you for watching and listening to my rambles. Probably didn't even make sense. If nobody's watching, that's absolutely fine. If you have watched and you enjoy my stories and rambles, please do subscribe, and I will catch up with you soon. Think then.